how does an entrepreneur decide? So let's say an entrepreneur is looking to sell their business, right? It could be cannabis business, but you name it, kind of any business. And you say, look, where should the line be between choosing a better banker, but at a higher price, versus the worst banker at a lower price? And presumably, the reason being, like, presumably the better banker is going to be like, look, we charge more, but I'm going to get you a higher price, right? So better banker, because they're better at their job, faster, deals can get done faster, more like higher chance of getting completed at a higher price. Yes, they will charge you more. What is the line? How does someone choose? Like, this is actually something I've always been curious about. I've been through this a little bit myself before, but like, how do you decide, right? How do you really choose? You're like, oh, like, I don't know, like, how do I know that David's really going to get me a better price than like Joe Schmo, who's a little bit cheaper? They both say that, and I can pay Joe Schmo only 5% instead of paying David 8%. Like, what is the line there, and how does an entrepreneur make that decision? Because sure, a bigger pie is theoretically better, but not if you're paying a significant amount more of that. The net is the same.
Putting my sales hat on, right? If I was pitching you, I would definitely say, hey, well, we charge a higher percentage, because we're going to get you the higher valuation. We're going to get you a better offer. We have better connections, more experience, and we're just going to get you a higher offer. That's how we justify our price. I also think everyone says this. Every banker says this. I don't think there's a banker that has a successful sales pitch that says, oh, we're going to get you the highest price, but we're going to charge you the lowest amount. That just doesn't make any sense to me, right? If you think, if you're the best banker, or the guy that's going to get this client the highest price, you're going to charge the highest percentage because you are directly incentivized, right? Higher percentage, higher dollar value, higher deal, right? I would say, in my experience, first of all, I by no means am the best banker in my space. I don't think I have the highest level of access. I have been busting my ass, and I pride myself on being one of the most connected guys in any room that I walk into. And I know I have the relationships, and I'm confident about the relationships. And that's a big fucking part of it, because if I'm an agent and I'm representing a company to a group of buyers and I'm running a formal process, the banker has to be one of the most confident guys in the room, right? He's got to know his numbers. He's got to know his client's positioning. He's got to know his client's goals as well as their intrinsic value. And he's got to be able to tell the story and sell the goddamn deal. However, I now have been, very well networked, and I know a lot of other bankers and advisors. There isn't a direct correlation usually between, higher percentage banker, better deal value, right? That's not true 100% of the time. At the end of the day, there's a lot of emotion that goes into deal making. And emotion is what really dictates price. And what I would tell a prospective client, especially when they're looking and trying to identify the best advisor for them, go based on your gut instinct. Don't always go based on the most expensive guy or the cheapest guy. Go based on your gut instinct in terms of what you think that individual is going to be able to do for you. Do your diligence on your advisor just as your advisor is doing diligence on you. Check for past deals. Ask for references. I don't always like being asked for references, but clients do it all the time, right? And if you've had successes, you should have no problem in giving those references, right? And go with whoever you're most confident in, even if it's 1 percentage point higher in commission. If you have a higher degree of conviction that this particular advisor is going to do a bang up job and is going to get the deal done in the fastest way possible, go with it.